in coming up with their official medical findings. So that, Your Honor, in the second statement, which was referred by the resource person, there was already a medical legal examination report. Because on June 5, 2015, after having received and examined Matubato's recent chest X-ray, Dr. Evelyn B. Ignacio, Medical Legal Division of the NBI, released an official report indicating that radiologic report of chest on June 23, 2015 gave negative chest findings. However, Dr. Ignacio reported having found a healing wound left buttock, lower medial aspect measures 0.3 times 0.3 centimeter in diameter. That explains the lack of medical legal report in the September 4, 2014 sworn statement of Matubato, Your Honor.
But you were able to secure one subsequently.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was there any doubt in your mind as an investigator whether that particular medical certificate obtained later than September 4 was not representative of the alleged acts of torture that Mr. Matubato has complained about? You accepted the medical certificate, correct? Because it formed part, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that it formed part of your so-called evidence in filing torture case. You accepted it. Do you understand my question? Since kayo po ang nag-file ng kaso, kasama si Mr. Matubato as a private complainant, ganun naman ho talaga ang mga kaso sa NBI, di ho ba? Pag iniimbestigahan nyo na muna whether merong private complainant o wala. Kasi meron din po mga kaso na nagmomoto proprio investigation din po ang NBI, right?
Yes,
Sa
Your Honor.
kasong ito, meron private complainant. Si Mr. Matubato mismo, an alleged victim of torture. Pero, finailan nyo, nag-file kayo ng kaso sa DOJ, specifically the National Prosecution Service. Ibig pong sabihin, ng pag-file nyo ng kaso, ay meron kayong what? Prima facie case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Naniniwala kayo, at least at your level, as investigators, na posible nagkaroon nga ng alleged torture as claimed by your private complainant. Correct?
That's right, Your Honor, because apart from our findings, it passed through our legal division and the
Na nag-i-evaluate.
findings of our legal
That is
division
also your
staff.
SOP. Bago
Yes,
nyo
Your
po
Honor.
pinafile ang isang kaso, let's say sa National Prosecution Service of the DOJ or the Office of the Ombudsman or any other forum or venue, pinapa-evaluate nyo muna yan sa legal. And the legal division agreed that there is probable cause for the filing of charges at the investigator's level, not necessarily the prosecutor's level.
That's
Tama
right,
po?
Your Honor.
Okay. So narinig nyo na po? SPO3 Las Cañas, o opinion nyo na naman po yung sinasabi nyo kanina about the medical certificate?
Your Honor.
Opinion o speculation?
Your Honor, as an investigator, Your Honor, it is a basic to submit the alleged victim of physical injury or torture for the medical legal officer to determine if there was really a torture or it might be a self-inflicted injury.
Tama po yan. That's the whole purpose of that requirement. It's a legal requirement for medical, na magkaroon ng medical examination. Now, ito pong tanong ko po sa inyo. Kaya po kayo ganyan, ini-insist nyo yung tungkol sa medical certificate is dahil dinideny nyo nga, tinatanggi nyo na tinorture nyo si Mr. Matobato. Totoo? At
Personally, Your Honor, hindi niya ako na-charge
dinideny
dito.
nyo o hindi?
Wala pong torture, Your Honor.
At ano po yung sabi nyo? Hindi kayo chinarge?
Ang charge po niya sa akin, Your Honor, arbitrary detention. But when he appeared dito, Your Honor, sa Senate, sinabi niya na I was part of the torture. Hindi po totoo yun.
Kasama po yan sa charges na final ni Mr. Matobato at ng NBI. I don't think itatanggi yan ng NBI. Pakitanggi na lang please kung hindi totoo na yung charges na final nyo against SPO3 Arthur Las Cañas, as well as, can you again correct me if I'm wrong, Ronald Lau, kasama po, kinasuhan, Attorney Tuvera?
Your Honor, I will check the records of this case because there were policemen who were not part of the charges. For example, he is claiming that the resource person is claiming that only arbitrary detention was filed against him. I will check on the records, Your Honor, and I will inform the Honorable Committee later on because I brought with me the whole record of this case.
Because my notes say na hindi lang arbitrary detention as defined in Section 3, Article 124 of the Revised Penal Code, but also Anti-Torture Law, Republic Act number 9745. Tapos kung babasehan po natin sa sinasabi ni Mr. Matobato, yung mga di umano na nag-participate sa kanyang pag-torture, aside from this resource person, is si Ronald Lau, Jay Francia, Donito Ubales, Rizalino Aquino, and Jim Tan. So my next question, also to the NBI, it's okay if you can't answer it now, sino-sino dito sa mga inakusahan ni Mr. Matobato na nag-torture sa kanya ang eventually kinasuhan niyo sa National Prosecution Service of the DOJ?
Our report states, Your Honor, that the following police officers were charged by our Death Investigation Unit. Police Senior Superintendent Vicente Danao, SPO1 Renante B. Medina, SPO2 Rizalino G. Aquino, SPO2 Bienvenido C. Furog, and SPO4 Arthur B. Las Cañas. Nature of cases, Your Honor. For subjects Danao and Medina, violation of RA 9745 or the Anti-Torture Act of 2009. Second case, violation of Section 2 of RA 7438, an act defining certain rights of persons arrested, detained, or under custodial investigation. And C, violation of Article 124 of the Revised Penal Code, meaning arbitrary detention. And for subjects Aquino, Furog, and Las Cañas, violation of Article 124 of the Revised Penal Code as amended, or arbitrary detention, Your Honor.
So insofar as you are concerned, arbitrary detention po, insofar as SPO3 Las Cañas, ang pagkaso sa kanya.
Yes, Your Honor.
Even if the claim of Mr. Matobato was that it was Las Cañas who took charge of his torture, at yung torture po ay naganap doon sa IDMB DCPO office.
Yes, Your Honor, that was the claim. But after our investigation, we came up with this conclusion upon evaluation also by our legal division that only Danao and Medina were charged of...
Because they're the ones who directly and personally participated in the alleged acts of torture. I guess. Yun po ang dahilan kung bakit sila ang kinasuhan nyo, yung dalawa lang. Dalawa lang po ba yun?
Dalawa po yung...
Because they're the ones who directly participated
Yes,
in the
Your Honor.
alleged acts of torture.
Yes, Your Honor.
based on your own findings as an investigative body.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi yung iba, hindi diretso, hindi personal or direct participation in the acts of torture.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that is the explanation.
Secretary Danina, your time is up.
Well, as I said, Mr. Chair,
You can appeal to
It's
the other
still-
members
it's
here
still-
if you like.
long, or still a lot of questions from me because I'm just trying to clarify everything that Mr. Matobato has stated relative to this resource person, SPO3, Arthur Las Cañas. So I would very much want to continue with my questioning at the proper time. Perhaps during the second round, I do not want to abuse the liberality of my colleagues. Thank you.
That is understood. Thank you very much. Senator
Thank you.
Soto is recognized.
Yes, this is going to be brief. Just for enlightenment, in my second round, I'll talk about the United Nations.
You have 2
Ito
seconds.
muna tayo. Yes, 2 seconds is enough, actually.
Go ahead.
I just want to clarify from SPO3 Las Cañas. Sabi niya kanina, dahil hindi siya nakapagsalita eh. Sabi mo, sinungaling si Matubato. Bakit mo nasabi yun?
Your Honor, sir, una po, ito pong sinabi niya, yung open session po dito sa Senate, personally sinabi niya, nakasama ako sa torture. Which is hindi naman totoo. May point din na sinabi niya na nagsama kami for more than 23 years. Since 1988 up to 2013. Hindi po totoo yun. Dahil yung 1988, civilian pa po ako noon. Nag-awol po ako, na-reinstate ako 1989. Nakilala ko siyang lubos 1996 dahil dito sa dealing namin ng lupa. Nung napasok siya kay Mayor Antalan, matagal na po kung hindi ko siya nakita. Makita ko lang yan kung pumupunta sa akin, mag-deliver siya ng isda, mag-report siya kung magkano yung kita ng niyong. Nung nabigay ko na sa kanya ang Port Authority, minsan na lang kami magkita. So kaya po, nasabi ko na sinungaling siya. Yung sinabi niya, full 23 years kami nagsama. 1991 up to 1995. Nabigyan po ako ng privilege ng task group commander namin. Nag-enroll po ako the whole almost 5 years. Nasa College of Law po ako sa University of Mindanao. Ito po katabi ko, kaklase ko ito. Kami magkasama. So nasabi ko, sinungaling siya.
Yung 1988, sabi niya, nabanggit niya yun, tatandaan niyo, hanggang 23 years magkakilala.
1988 daw, Your Honor.
Yun yung
1988, tanggal ako niyan eh. Wala pa ako niya servisyo. 1989 ako nakabalik.
Yun daw yung simula nung Lambada Boys na natanong ko nung last hearing kasi wala pang Lambada nun eh.
Hindi ko rin narinig yan. Dito ko lang yan
1991
narinig
pa
sa
lang
kanya.
yung Lambada. 1990 yung pelikula pero wala pang social media noon. 1991 nung sumikat sa Pilipinas yung Lambada. Yung mga ibang nagko-correct na sinabi, hindi, yung araw pa yung Lambada. Hindi Labamba yung sinasabi nyo. Dudunong-dunungan pa eh. Marunong pa sa Billboard Hot 100 eh. Ang Billboard Hot 100, 1990. Kaya yung Lambada Boys noong 1988, tinatanong ko, hindi ako nasagot ni Mr. Matubato, saan niya nakuha yung pangalang Lambada? At Lambada Boys nakuha ng mga taga Davao. Wala pang Lambada noon. Anyway, so yun ang mga dahilan kung bakit. Wala na po ba kayong naiisip? Ano bang, kasi kanina meron kayong pinipresentang affidavit, hindi nyo naipresenta lahat. Nakompleto na ba yan? Yung pinipresenta nyo kanina, dalawa lang ba yan?
Na-discuss na po, Your Honor, kasi dito lang po sa medical certificate. Kaya nakungkod ko po na the probability that this statement was taken outside of Metro Manila.
So 1 year after nung magkaroon ng submit ng medical certificate sa pangalawang affidavit.
Yes,
So
Your
dalawang
Honor.
affidavit pala ang sinabit ni Mr. Batubato sa NBI.
Yes, Your Honor.
At NBI.
I'm not sure if there were only two statements, Your Honor, but I am aware that sequence of interview and interrogation were conducted by the NBI.
So meron pa isa.
Yes, Your Honor. It's
In other
here in
words,
the records.
he executed 3 affidavits.
I'm not sure, sir, but as of today, there were 2 affidavits, and that is correct, Your Honor. I
Alright.
just don't know if there are other affidavits.
Can you, apart from this, can you, well, anyway, please submit to the committee all the affidavits that were executed by Mr. Matubato, no? And then also, earlier, Attorney, you said during the first time that he was or he filed a complaint in the NBI, you said there was a video and pictures. Di ba ba? Pakisubmit nyo na rin sa committee, pakikita natin kung sabog-sabog ang mukha niya or whatever torture na nakita niya, di ba? Makikita natin sa video. Submit the video and the pictures. Attorney Tobera.
We will do that, Your Honor.
Thank you. And then finally, Mr. Chair,
COMSEC is directed to make sure that you get all these documents and the video. Thank you. And all the affidavits. Because I was told that originally he testified here that he had no affidavit. And then Senator Cayetano accosted him with 1 affidavit. And now there's 3. There's 2 more. So that's 3.
There are 2, to be sure, Your Honor, but I don't know if there are other affidavits.
All right. I was under the impression that he had no affidavit, and now there's 1 during the time of Senator Cayetano, and now there's 2, and then there may be 3. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. But can I have just 1 minute, Your Honor, please?
Sure. Go ahead.
Just want to amplify my previous reply and also to set the record straight. What the resource person is talking here is that there was no medical certificate in support of the case filed against him. But as I have said, as far as him, Aquino, and Furog are concerned, they were only charged for violation of Article 124 of the Revised Penal Code, and that is arbitrary detention. In cases of arbitrary detention, medical certificate is not required. Just to set the record straight, Your Honor. Thank you.
all right.
Okay.
Anyway, that confirms what SPO3 Lasagna said, that ang charge niya arbitrary detention, hindi torture. All right. Now, just one more point, Mr. Chair, before I give up my time. To the Philippine National Police, there was a point raised about legal procedures or proceedings against the police, ano, kanina, and that a certain institution should be. Dapat ito may kakombinasyon nito eh. Do you have a police defender's office? Na pagka ang police nakakasuhan, meron silang abogadong naka-ready na matatakbuhan?
We have legal service, Your Honor.
What do you call that?
Legal service is composed of lawyers, Your Honor, who can help the police in their legal problems.
Up to the what level? Regional level? Provincial level?
Up
Or
to the
just in
regional level.
Camp Rame?
Up to the regional level lang, Your Honor. We have lawyers in every region.
Regional level lang.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't you think you should go down to the provincial level at least?
How I wish, Your Honor, up to the police station level, if we have a lawyer assigned in every police station to take care of their legal problems, Your Honor.
And as well, guide them as well. All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Perhaps I'll just wait for my other turn because it's a completely different issue that I have. And this is about the claim of some United Nations officials. So, at a later time. Thank you.
Your time is set it up.
Well, can I? Well, all right. I was just, I was going to ask
Rather late.
CHR.
What is your pleasure?
I'll wait later. I don't see the CHR yet.
All right. Senator Cayetano, recognize them.
So, Chair, before I take my time, just to answer your question about the
Affidavits.
affidavits, my information now is that there is a September 4, 2014 NBI affidavit, a June 4, 2015 NBI affidavit, and a January 12, 2016 judicial affidavit. So maybe the committee can be furnished a copy so that we can review it.
Who are in possession of those affidavits? Is it the NBI?
Your Honor, only the two affidavits are with the NBI records. I don't know about the judicial affidavit, Your Honor.
Well, judicial affidavits are usually prepared for a pending investigative case, no? So would that be the DOJ, Senator Cayetano?
I will check, Mr. Chairman, and report to the committee.
Thank you. Let's do that. But in the meantime, I already requested that all the affidavits made by the witness, Matabato, should be submitted to the committee. And the ComSec has already been instructed so to do. All right? So now we shall have Senator Cayetano.
With your permission, Mr. Chairman, I
Please
gave
proceed.
5 minutes to Senator De Lima, so may I have 5 minutes also? Mr. Chair,
Half a loaf is better than none. Go ahead.
I'll just start out to clarify with the NBI. Sir, kasi ang daming question about torture, arbitrary detention, etc. Hindi po ba sa affidavit ni Mr. Matubato, meron din dun tungkol sa DDS?
Meron po, Your Honor.
And tama ho ba na ang finding nga ng ng NBI, this will not be sufficient to hold up in court, kaya hindi nyo final ito? You can elaborate. You give your own
Yes,
answer.
Your Honor. Of course, we understand the predicament of Mr. Matubato during those days that he cannot avoid not to mention about the DDS para po magtugma po yung mga sinasabi niya. So that had we built up a case against the Davao Death Squad with his full cooperation, and of course it must have been supported by evidence, we should have provided him with counsel.
Yes. But based on all of his statements there, the NBI at that time decided not to file a case against Mayor Duterte and the DDS.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. But you decided to file 2 cases. The violation of RA 9745, RA 7438, and the other one is violation of 124.
That's right, Your Honor.
Okay. And although Senator De Lima properly interpolated and asked you about your belief of probable cause, the DOJ said this: after a careful evaluation of the complaint and supporting documents attached to it, we are constrained to dismiss the subject criminal cases filed against herein respondents for insufficiency of evidence to establish probable cause. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So ni hindi umabot sa trial at ni hindi yung hindi tinimbang yung ebidensya in so far as beyond reasonable doubt because probable cause lang wala, because it was found out that he was not arbitrarily detained but rather he was properly arrested for illegal possession of firearms because yung kanyang permit was already expired. And then may 3 magazine with 29 rounds of magazine. Tama, sir?
That's the turf of the
DOJ. But that was their decision.
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Thank you, sir. SPO3 Lascanas, sir, may ilang tanong lang po ako, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
I just want to give you a chance to answer the allegations kasi I'm sure pamilya mo, kapitbahay mo, mga taga Davao. Senator Pacquiao reminded me na dito sa Manila, yung circle of friends mo lang at siguro yung ka-social media mo kilala mo. But sa probinsya or sa mga syudad outside Metro Manila, halos magkakakilala kayo lahat eh. Tama po?
Pardon, Your Honor?
Like sa Davao po, halos magkakakilala kayo.
Yes.
So when allegations like this na basically tinawag kang killer, apektado ka at ang pamilya mo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me give you that opportunity, no? Sabi sir ni Mr. Matobato, ikaw daw ang team leader ng Davao Death Squad.
Una-una, Your Honor, hindi yan totoo. Pangalawa, walang Davao Death Squad.
Okay. Pangalawa, sa page 21 po ng September 15 transcript yun. Pangalawa po, sabi niya, involved daw kayo sa bombing ng isang moske.
Kasinungalingan po yan,
Hindi po
Your Honor.
totoo.
Hindi po totoo.
Ikaw daw po ang isa sa nag-kidnap kay Sally Macdum.
Kasinungalingan at hindi totoo po yan, Your Honor.
Ikaw daw po ang isang pumatay sa isang tao at pinakain daw sa buhaya.
Lalo po hindi totoo yan, Your Honor.
Ikaw daw po ay involved sa murder ni Richard King.
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
Okay. Tinignan ko po yung affidavit ni Mr. Matubato. Ito po ang sinabi niya. What was the result of the investigation? I don't know. We haven't heard anything about the case since then. As we expected, the news of the bodies being found also gradually died down, just like the case of Davao City reporter June Porras Pala in 2003. What do you know about the June Porras Pala Jr. case? This is the NBI September 4, 2014 affidavit, Mr. Chairman. Sabi po ni Mr. Matubato, at around 11 o'clock in the morning 2003, after I was beckoned SPO4 Arthur Las Cañas, I joined him and his group in a meeting in Matina, Davao. Correct po yun, sir? Hindi.
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
Sabi niya, it was actually a get-together of the group. When I arrived, SPO4 Arthur Las Cañas, SPO3 po ba kayo, sir? SPO4.
SPO3.
Dito po, SPO4 was there drinking and laughing about the 7 other men, including SPO4 Jim Tan. I joined them, and that was when I found out they were waiting for the operation team to come back. May operation po ba noong time na yun?
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
Okay. What do you mean by operation team? Tanong ng NBI. I also found out, sabi ni Mr. Matubato, during the get-together that earlier on the day, an operation team composed of SPO2 June Ayaw, SPO2 June Larisma, and 3 civilian hitmen were deployed by SPO4 Arthur Las Cañas under the orders of Rodrigo Duterte to ambush June Porras Pala Jr. Totoo po? Hindi.
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
Pina-ambush ho ba ni Mayor Duterte, now President Duterte, si Mr. Pala?
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
Pina-ambush po ba ninyo si Mr. Pala?
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
Question ng NBI, who is June Porras Pala and why would Rodrigo Duterte want him to be ambushed? June Porras is a popular radio commentator in Davao City, is widely known to be anti-communist. He also earned the ire of Rodrigo Duterte because of his very strong and critical commentary against him. It was already public knowledge in Davao City that Pala and him were bitter enemies. On many occasions before Pala was ambushed, Duterte has been saying that he will have Pala killed. Question, what happened during the get-together? At about 4 in the afternoon, SPO2 June Larisma contacted Sorry, I just lost the page. SPO4 Arthur Las Cañas through the radio and said in Bisaya, tapos na. Tour, okay na. After that, we continued drinking and waiting for the team to come back. What time would they be able to come back? Answer, roughly 1 hour after the radio transmission, SPO June Larisma in civilian clothes joined us. In the others, members of the operation didn't come back anymore. SPO2 June Larisma reported to SPO Las Cañas that they probably talked minutes later. We already stated hearing in the TV news and radio about the death of June Porras Pala. So nireport daw po sa inyo 4 o'clock, patay na daw po si Pala. Totoo hindi?
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor. Kasi nabalita po yung naambos ni late June Porras Pala. Kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, it was between 7 or 8 in the evening. Putok po masyado yung balita.
To that point, Mr. Chair, I'll submit to the committee the spot report dated September 6, 2003, 6:45 p.m. for more or less na napatay si Mr. Pala. And lastly, Mr. Chair, just a manifestation. I was going to let the comments go about the safety of the country and of Davao, and I'll not debate. But I was just reminded by many of our kababayans, and Mr. Chair, your advocacy has always been tourism. I don't want to give the international community the idea na hindi safe sa Pilipinas. So I won't argue, was it safer during Pinoy's time now? It is the internet community, the netizens who voted Davao as one of the safest in the world. But just for the sake of Philippine tourism, Mr. President, there are issues, but it is safe in the country and it is safe for the tourists to come into the country. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for this time.
Thank you, Senator Cayetano. Senator Lacson, do you have a question? I just have a few questions, Ryan. Can you please stand up, Sergeant SPO4 Las Canas, SPO3 Las Canas? Who's taller, you or Matubato? Pakita niyo po. Sorry. Sino po mataas sa inyo dalawa?
Ako po.
Kayo?
Yes.
Gaano kalaki ang taas niyo kay Matubato?
5'5" po ako.
5'5". Si Matubato, palagay mo, anong height? 4'9", 5'1"?
Mga ganon siguro. Your
Ano,
Honor.
4'9" o 5'1"?
Hindi ko po sure, Your Honor.
I would imagine that he's about 5, no? 5'1"? 4'10"? 4'10". Kilala niyo ba si Sally Macdum?
Hindi po. Narinig ko lang yan po nung nagsalita siya dito.
Kasama ka ba na nagbikti sa kanya?
Hindi po totoo yan. Sinungaling po yan, Your Honor.
Ang sabi niya, kasama kayong dalawa na binikti si Sally Macdum. Nilastas ang leeg, tapos pinagsasaksak na pinagsa-chop o pinagtatadtad. Alam mo ba yan?
Hindi po totoo yan, Your Honor.
Hindi totoo yan. Alright. Alright, that will be all. I just wanted to make sure that I know. I know. Ano bang height ni Senator Pacquiao?
Kasagutin sa akin, Your Honor.
Senator Pacquiao is recognized. Thank you. Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman. Nung nakaraan pong yung hearing dito, sabi ni Matubato na close daw niya po kayo. Ang sabi niya, more than 20 years kayong magkakilala at close kayo, pamahigit pa sa magkaibigan. Pero nung tinanong siya, for the record, Mr. Chairman, nung tinanong siya kung ano ang ranggo mo, sabi niya is PO4. Nabasa ko po yun sa ano niya, sabi niya is PO4. Sabi ko, nagtaka lang po ako. At sinabi niyo, hindi naman kayo gaano ka-close talaga ni Matubato, tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sabi niya, close daw. So, nung tinanong siya kung anong ranggo mo, sabi niya is PO4. So, ang ranggo mo is PO4 ka ba o is PO3?
SPO3 po,
O
Your
is
Honor.
PO3. So, kung close sa'yo si Matubato, hindi niya malalaman yung ranggo mo at hindi siya magkakamali dito, no? Narinig natin yung statement mo dito sa mga tanong sa pag-close examine, pag-testimony mo rito. Walang hindi pabago-bago yung salita mo. Makita natin yung statement ni Matubato dito. Pabago-bago yung statement niya. Pagka napupuna mo na nalaman natin na mali siya, at nagbago-bago yung statement niya, nagdadahilan na naman siya. So, sinabi niya na, ganun ba talaga pag mag-aedad ka? Sabi niya, pag mag-aedad na daw, nakakalimutan? Ganun po ba talaga pag nakakaedad, nakakalimot ka? Lahat po ba nakakalimutan? Hindi naman.
Depende siguro, Your Honor.
Depende
Hindi
naman. no?
siguro.
Gusto ko pong itanong sa inyo, kilala niyo po ba ito si Sunny Buenaventura?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kilala niyo po, sino po si Sunny Buenaventura po?
Siya po ang dating driver bodyguard ni then Mayor Rodrigo Duterte.
Sinabi niya po ni Matubato na close daw po kayo kay Sunny Buenaventura.
Nung nag-retire na po si Sunny Buenaventura, siyempre kasama kami sa umaga, mag-jog walk, mag-coffee.
Sa close kayo?
Kilala po.
Magkakilala kayo.
Kilala. Pero po close na.
Sa amin kasi sa probinsya, sa city, sa Jinsan na Mr. Chairman, kahit ako man, close ako sa driver ko eh. Yung mga tao ko, close ako doon sa mga tao ko. Sa probinsya namin, kahit na malalayong lugar, nagkakilala kami. Hindi, kumbaga, hindi ka siguro taga Jinsan kung hindi mo kilala yung mga pamilya, yung mga malaking pamilya, especially kahit hindi mo sila kaibigan talaga, pero at least nagkakilalan kayo. No, ganun talaga halos pwede mong kung ikaw magtestimony dito, pwede ka magturo ng mga kakilala mo doon sa lugar mo para lang mapaniwala mo sila na totoo yung testimony mo. So ganyan po ang kino-cross examine natin dito lahat, tinatanong natin lahat kung anong mga possibility kung maniwala kami o hindi. At ito nga continue itong investigasyon sa extrajudicial killing at sinabi nyo na hindi totoo lahat ng statement ni Edgar Matabato. Totoo pa ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Ano po bang sa statement niya, alam ko nanonood po kayo, ano po bang totoo doon sa statement niya? Ano lang po totoo doon sa lahat ng statement niya mula nung umpisa?
Pangalan na siguro niya, Your Honor.
Ayun. Mato ba totoo? At Mr. Chairman, for the record, Mr. Chairman, siguro itong issue na ito, hindi lang ito siguro ang pagtutuunan natin ng pansin dahil dito we investigate, this committee we investigate, gather information and legislate. Wala kaming pinapanigan dito o sinong we don't want to persecute or single out anyone else, na sinasabi ko na hindi tayo pwede magprotekta dito ng mga witness dito o hindi tayo magtatago sa katotohanan, kundi ang mga katotohanan ipaalam natin sa buong sabay ng Pilipino. At lahat yan ang ginagawa dito sa komitiba na ito. At ako po ay natutuwa sa patuloy-tuloy na pagdinig itong extrajudicial killing. Pero ang aking suggestion na Mr. Chairman, na hindi lang po sana tayo focus dito dahil dito sa mga killings na ito, kundi yung mga naaresto, mga sumuko, mag-focus din po sana tayo sa rehabilitation doon sa mga naaresto. Kasi ilan yung natala na nag-surrender, na aresto 700,000, tapos yung na-aresto 22,000. So kailangan siguro natin na mag-focus din tayo doon sa mga sumuko na 700,000 na ma-rehab sila lahat at matulungan natin. So for the record, Mr. Chairman, yun siguro kailangan din natin tuunan ng pansin, no? Tayo magtulungan, hindi natin wag natin sirain ang ating sariling bansa, ang sariling tahanan natin. Magkaisa tayong lahat. Hindi natin suportahan natin ang ating ang mabuting advocacy ng ating pangulo, no, para sugpuin itong illegal drugs. At this is the first time, no, sa buong buhay ko ito ay napakasaya sa sarili ko, ang feeling ko, napakasaya ko dahil itong administrasyon na to ang unang talagang head-on dito sa problema ng illegal drugs. Alam nyo, yung illegal na drugs na yan, katulad ng statement ko nung kabataan ko, hindi ko dinideny na tumikim din ako ng mga ganyan, pero doon ko na-realize lahat na hindi talaga maganda. Kailangan, pag sinabi ng ating Pangulo na stop talaga, walang droga dito sa bansa, talagang walang droga dito sa bansa. At yan ay suportado ko ang advocacy ng Pangulo. Lahat ng mga instruction doon sa ating mga kapulisan na talagang ihinto na yung pinagbabawal na gamot dito sa ating bansa. Para sa gayon, umusad ang ating bansa at magkaroon tayo ng progresibong bansa at magkaroon ng maraming trabaho ang mga tao at tayo ay masaganang manirahan dito sa sariling bansa. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Pacquiao. Senator Lacson is